Welcome to our channel. Today we're talking about the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
Before we get started, if you're looking for more content like this, along with personalized affirmations based on your zodiac sign,
Interesting.
make sure to check out Affirmifyjourney.com.
Have to check that out.
It's a great resource for anyone looking for a little extra motivation and guidance.
So that's useful.
Now back to Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
It's a classic for a reason.
Absolutely. It's packed with insights on achieving success
Yeah.
and understanding how our mindset shapes our reality.
It's all about mindset.
It really is.
Phil spent over 20 years interviewing incredibly successful people,
Oh, wow.
like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison,
Really big names.
trying to understand what made them tick.
Yeah.
He wanted to unlock the code of success and share it with the world.
An admirable goal.
And one of the core principles he uncovered
Okay.
is the power of burning desire.
Burning desire.
It's not just about wanting something.
Yeah.
It's about that deep, almost obsessive drive
Okay.
that propels you forward.
I see.
Like Edwin Barnes.
Edwin Barnes.
The young man who was so determined to work with Thomas Edison that he hopped a freight train just to get to him.
Wow. That's dedication.
That's a pretty vivid example of burning desire in action.
It really is.
But what's interesting is how Hill connects this intense desire
Okay.
to the power of faith.
Faith.
And he's not talking about faith in a religious context.
Yeah, I see.
He's talking about cultivating a state of mind,
Okay.
a belief in yourself
Yeah.
and your ability to achieve your goals.
So like believing in yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
He argues that faith gives your thoughts the power to influence reality.
That's interesting.
He even points to figures like Mahatma Gandhi,
Oh, wow.
who achieved incredible things seemingly without resources,
Yeah.
driven by the sheer force of his beliefs.
That's powerful.
It makes you wonder how much of what we achieve is influenced by what we believe is possible.
It really does make you think.
It does. And Hill suggests
Yeah.
we can cultivate this faith through auto-suggestion,
Auto-suggestion.
consciously feeding our minds positive thoughts and beliefs.
So it's about like positive thinking.
It's about training your mind
Really?
to believe in your ability to achieve what you set out to do.
That makes sense.
But, of course, it's not just about desire and faith.
Right.
Hill also emphasizes the importance of specialized knowledge.
Knowledge is power, as they say.
It is.
Yeah.
He reminds us that knowledge is potential power.
Potential power.
It's like having all the ingredients for a delicious meal.
Okay. I like this analogy.
But without the recipe
No.
and the skill to combine them, you're not going to get very far.
You need a plan.
You need a plan and the ability to execute it.
Exactly.
He uses Charles M. Schwab,
Charles M. Schwab.
the mastermind behind U.S. Steel,
Oh, wow.
as an example.
Okay.
Schwab had a grand vision,
Yeah.
but recognized the need for a team,
Yeah.
mastermind group,
Okay.
to bring his ideas to life.
Interesting.
It shows that even with knowledge,
Yeah.
we need the right people and strategies
Right.
to achieve our goals.
It's about teamwork.
It is.
It is?
And this is where imagination comes into play.
Imagination.
It's about connecting the dots between knowledge and action,
Uh-huh.
seeing the possibilities,
Okay.
and crafting a plan to make them a reality.
That makes sense.
Think about the story of Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
It started as a simple idea,
Yeah.
but it was imagination that transformed it into a global empire.
Wow.
And Hill argues that anyone can cultivate this power of imagination.
So anyone can be imaginative.
It's about seeing beyond the obvious,
Okay.
about envisioning what could be,
Yeah.
and then taking steps to make it happen.
So it's not just about thinking, it's about doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even with the best plan and a burning desire, we're bound to encounter obstacles.
Yeah. There will be roadblocks.
Your will.
There will.
That's where persistence comes in.
Persistence.
Hill calls it the backbone of success.
Okay.
And his book is filled with examples of individuals who faced setbacks but achieved greatness
Right.
because they refused to give up.
They kept going.
They did.
They did.
Thomas Edison's failed attempts at perfecting the light bulb come to mind.
Oh, yeah. He's famous for that.
Imagine if he had quit after attempt 9,999.
We wouldn't have light bulbs.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It makes you wonder, how many times did we give up just before a breakthrough?
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
It is.
Hill stresses that persistence is what separates dreamers from doers.
So you got to keep going.
I do. It's that unwavering commitment to your vision.
Yeah.
That ability to pick yourself up after a fall
Right.
and keep moving forward.
You can't let setbacks stop you.
You can't.
You can't.
He even provides practical techniques for cultivating persistence,
Oh, like what?
like autosuggestion, which we discussed earlier.
Auto-suggest.
So it's about feeding your mind with affirmations, reminding yourself of your goals,
Okay.
and reinforcing your belief in your ability to achieve them,
I see.
even when things get tough.
It's about mindset again.
It is.
It is.
Now, another concept Hill dives into
Okay.
is the mastermind.
The mastermind.
He defines it as the coordination of knowledge and effort
Okay.
between two or more people working towards a definite purpose.
So it's like a team.
It's about teamwork.
Yeah.
It's the idea that we're stronger together,
Uh-huh.
that collaboration and synergy can amplify our efforts
I see.
and lead to bigger and better outcomes.
So we can achieve more together.
Exactly. Hill highlights Henry Ford's close relationships
Okay.
with other brilliant minds
Oh, like who?
like Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, and Luther Burbank.
Wow, what a group.
Their collaboration was instrumental in his success.
That's interesting.
It makes you think about the importance of building a network
Yeah.
of supportive and inspiring individuals who share your vision.
It's about surrounding yourself with the right people.
It is.
It is.
It's about recognizing that we don't have to go it alone,
Mm-hmm.
that seeking out mentors, collaborators, and allies
Yeah.
can make a world of difference in our journey
It can make all the difference.
It can.
It can.
towards achieving our goals.
For sure.
Now, getting a bit deeper,
Okay.
Hill delves into the power of the subconscious mind.
Subconscious mind.
He believes it's the bridge between our finite minds
Okay.
and a source of infinite intelligence.
Infinite intelligence.
And what's even more fascinating,
Yeah.
he suggests we can actually learn to influence it,
Influence our subconscious.
make it work for us.
That's a powerful idea.
So how do we tap into this power?
I'm curious too.
Hill recommends using autosuggestion
Auto-suggestion again.
to plant positive thoughts and desires in our subconscious.
Okay.
This can be done through repetition, visualization, and other techniques.
So there are specific techniques.
There are. He even claims to have used this method to create an invisible cabinet of advisors,
Invisible cabinet.
figures from history
Okay.
he'd mentally consult with for guidance and wisdom.
That's fascinating.
It's like building your own personal mastermind group in your mind.
Wow. I like that.
But what about the things that hold us back?
Oh, yeah.
The fears that can sabotage our efforts?
Fear can be debilitating.
That's where Hill's discussion of the 6 basic fears comes in.
6 basic fears.
He identifies the fears of poverty,
Okay.
criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death
Those are some big ones.
as major roadblocks on the path to success and happiness.
It makes sense.
And he argues that understanding and overcoming these fears is crucial.
So we have to face our fears.
We do.
We do.
For achieving our full potential.
It's about conquering those fears.
It is.
It is.
It's not about pretending these fears don't exist.
Uh-huh.
It's about confronting them head on, understanding their root causes,
Okay.
and developing strategies to manage them.
That sounds like a plan.
So it's about taking control of our thoughts and emotions,
Right.
rather than letting fear dictate our actions.
We have to be in control.
We do.
We do.
And Hill provides a number of techniques for doing just that.
I'm eager to learn more about those techniques.
We'll dive into those in the next part of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were discussing how fear can hold us back from achieving our goals.
Right. Fear is a powerful emotion.
It is.
It is.
Hill outlines 6 basic fears he believes are particularly potent.
Oh, wow. 6.
These include the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death.
Some heavy stuff.
Some pretty heavy stuff, right?
They are.
They are.
But Hill's point is that understanding these fears and where they come from
Yeah.
is the first step to overcoming them.
Okay, let's start with the fear of poverty.
Poverty.
It feels particularly relevant these days,
It does.
with so much economic uncertainty in the world.
Yeah. Times are tough.
Absolutely. It's a primal fear,
It is.
tied to our survival instinct.
Why? We need money to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Hill suggests
Yeah.
this fear can actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
A self-fulfilling prophecy.
Because constantly worrying about money could actually attract more scarcity.
You're saying that our thoughts can influence our reality.
That's the idea.
Hmm.
Our thoughts and beliefs influence our reality.
I see.
If we focus on lack,
Yeah.
we're more likely to experience lack.
That makes sense.
But if we shift our focus to abundance and opportunity,
Okay.
it opens us up to new possibilities.
So it's about changing our mindset.
It's like that saying,
What's that?
whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Our mindset really does matter.
It really does.
And this applies to the fear of criticism as well.
Criticism.
No one enjoys being judged or ridiculed.
Definitely not.
But Hill suggests we need to develop a thicker skin.
A thicker skin.
Not everyone will like us or agree with us, and that's okay. That's a tough one.
It is, but he actually suggests that criticism can be valuable.
Valuable. How so?
It can help us identify areas where we can grow and improve.
I suppose that's true.
It's all about how we choose to perceive it.
So we can choose to see it as a learning opportunity.
Instead of getting defensive or shutting down when we're criticized,
Yeah.
we can actually use it as an opportunity for growth.
That's a good way to look at it.
Now, the fear of ill health is a bit more complex.
Ill health.
Especially with the constant barrage of information about diseases and health risks.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere.
It's easy to get overwhelmed and anxious.
Definitely.
Hill's perspective is interesting.
What is it?
While it's important to take care of our physical health,
Right.
he also highlights the power of our thoughts.
The power of our thoughts.
He believed that fear and worry could actually contribute to illness.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
That our mental state has a profound impact on our well-being.
So our minds can influence our physical health.
So it's not just about eating right and exercising. Right.
It's also about managing stress and cultivating a positive outlook.
So it's a holistic approach.
Mind and body are interconnected.
They are.
Now let's talk about the fear of loss of love.
Loss of love.
This one is particularly poignant,
News.
rooted in our deep need for connection and belonging.
We're social creatures.
And the loss of a loved one can be incredibly painful.
It's one of the hardest things to go through.
He acknowledges that.
Okay.
But he encourages us to focus on the love that we do have in our lives.
So appreciate what we have.
To appreciate the relationships we cherish.
Yeah.
And to remember that love can take many forms.
There are many kinds of love.
He also talks about the importance of self-love.
Self-love.
We need to love and accept ourselves
Right.
before we can truly love others.
That makes sense.
This brings us to the fear of old age.
Old age.
This fear is often associated with the loss of vitality, independence, and purpose.
I can see why people would fear that.
And it's often amplified by societal messages that equate youth with beauty and value.
Society can be so ageist.
Hill challenges that notion.
He does.
He argues that old age can be a time of great wisdom, fulfillment, and contribution.
That's a different perspective.
It's about embracing the aging process
Yeah.
and recognizing the unique gifts that come with each stage of life.
That's a good point.
Instead of fearing old age,
Yeah.
we can view it as a natural and beautiful part of life's journey.
I like that.
And finally, we have the fear of death.
Death, the ultimate unknown.
The ultimate unknown.
Yeah.
Hill doesn't dwell on the specifics of death.
I see.
His focus is on how we live our lives.
So it's about living a life without regrets.
So it's about living a life of purpose and meaning. A life that is true to ourselves.
That's a good way to put it.
And by doing so, we can face death without fear,
Right.
knowing that we lived our lives to the fullest.
I like that perspective.
So we've discussed these 6 basic fears,
Right.
but what can we actually do to overcome them?
That's the big question.
Well, Hill offers a number of techniques. One we've already touched on is autosuggestion,
Autosuggestion.
consciously choosing the thoughts we allow into our minds.
So it's about controlling our thoughts.
It's like reprogramming our thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts and fears,
Right.
we can actively choose to focus on positive and empowering beliefs.
So it's a conscious choice.
And this can have a profound impact on our emotions and behaviors.
Our thoughts influence our feelings and actions.
Another technique Hill emphasizes is surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive people.
The company we keep.
It goes back to the idea of the mastermind.
Right.
We need to build a network of individuals who will encourage us and support us on our journey.
People who believe in us.
People who believe in us, who inspire us, who challenge us to be our best selves.
It's about having a good support system.
Our relationships have a tremendous influence
They do.
on our thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
Absolutely.
When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we create an environment that supports growth and success.
So it's about creating a positive environment.
Now, Hill had some interesting views on education.
Oh, really? What were they?
He believed that traditional education often falls short
In what way?
when it comes to preparing people for the real world.
So it's not practical enough.
He was a big advocate for specialized knowledge.
Specialized knowledge.
Right. He believed we should acquire knowledge that's directly relevant
Okay.
to our goals and aspirations,
To focus on what we need.
and that learning should be a lifelong pursuit.
Lifelong learning.
The world is constantly changing,
It is.
and we need to adapt and evolve if we want to thrive.
So we can't just stop learning after school.
He wasn't knocking formal education,
Okay.
but he felt that it was often too theoretical
Uh-huh.
and not practical enough.
Not enough real-world application.
He believed that education should be about developing skills and knowledge
Yeah.
that could be applied in the real world
Right.
to create value and solve problems.
So make a difference.
It's not just about getting good grades or earning degrees.
Right.
It's about acquiring knowledge that empowers us to make a difference,
Knowledge that we can use.
to become indispensable, to be so good at what you do
Yeah.
that you become invaluable.
That's the goal.
Hill was a big believer in the power of free enterprise.
Free enterprise.
He saw it as a system that provides opportunities for anyone to achieve success.
So anyone can make it.
But he also recognized that success isn't guaranteed.
Right.
It requires effort, determination,
Yeah.
and a willingness to embrace
But
challenges.
you have to work for it.
He wasn't afraid to talk about the importance of money.
Money.
He saw it as a tool that could be used to create a better life
Okay.
for oneself and for others.
So it's not just about personal gain.
And he believed that financial abundance was available
Okay.
to anyone willing to apply the principles outlined in his book.
So anyone can become wealthy.
He wasn't advocating for greed or materialism,
I see.
but for using wealth as a means to create positive change in the world.
So use it for good.
He believed that success should be measured,
Yeah.
not just in terms of financial wealth,
Right.
but also in terms of the impact we have on others.
So it's about making a difference.
So it's about leaving a legacy,
Yeah.
about making a difference that extends beyond our own lives.
That's a worthy goal.
He often quoted this line from a poem by Henley:
Okay.
"I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul."
That's a powerful line.
It's about taking responsibility for our own lives, our choices, and our actions.
We're in control.
And it's a reminder that we have the power to create the life we desire.
It's all up to us.
Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'd like to revisit one of the key principles from Think and Grow Rich: the power of the mastermind.
The mastermind.
It really encapsulates so much of Hill's philosophy.
It does.
The mastermind is about recognizing that we are stronger together, that collaboration and synergy can lead to extraordinary results.
We can achieve more together.
It's about seeking out individuals who share our vision and values and working together to achieve common goals.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
He'll believe this principle could be applied in all areas of life,
All areas.
from business to personal relationships.
That's interesting.
It's about building a support system,
Yeah.
a network of individuals who will inspire us, challenge us,
Right.
and help us reach our full potential.
It's about surrounding ourselves with the right people.
Think and Grow Rich is a rich tapestry of ideas and principles
Yeah, it is.
that can truly transform lives.
It's a life-changing book.
It's a book that can be read and reread
Yeah.
each time, uncovering new insights and inspiration.
There's always something new to learn.
And for those looking for more motivational content
Okay.
and personalized affirmations based on their zodiac sign,
Interesting.
don't forget to check out Affirmifyjourney.com.
I'll have to check that out.
It's a fantastic resource.
Sounds like it.
Now let's take a look at a few more powerful concepts from Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
One concept that really stood out to me in Think and Grow Rich:
Is Hill's emphasis on definiteness of purpose.
definiteness of purpose.
He returns to it again and again throughout the book.
That's a key theme for sure.
But what exactly does he mean by definiteness of purpose?
It can sound a little vague.
It sounds a bit abstract.
Well, he's really talking about having a clear, specific goal.
Okay.
Not just a vague idea of what you want,
Uh-huh.
but a crystal clear vision of where you're headed.
So it's about knowing exactly what you want,
Exactly.
why you want it,
Right.
and then crafting a plan to achieve it.
It's about having a roadmap.
Exactly. Hill argues that without this definiteness of purpose,
Yeah.
we're like ships without rudders,
I like that analogy.
drifting aimlessly.
Just going with the flow.
But when we have a clear destination,
Uh-huh.
we can chart a course
Okay.
and navigate toward it,
Even when we encounter storms.
even when we encounter storm.
It's about staying focused.
It's about having that inner compass to guide you.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this definiteness of purpose isn't just about material success.
Right.
It applies to all areas of life.
So it's about having a purpose in everything we do.
So whether it's building a business,
Yeah.
improving relationships,
Mhm.
or simply living a more fulfilling life,
Okay.
it all starts with a clear vision of what we want to create.
It's about knowing what we want.
And he'll provide some concrete steps for developing this definiteness of purpose.
Oh, like what?
First, we need to identify our desires.
Identify our desires.
What do we truly want?
That's a big question.
What are our deepest passions and aspirations?
It takes some soul searching.
This sounds like it requires some serious soul searching.
It does.
We need to be honest with ourselves about what we really want out of life.
Absolutely.
Once we have a clear understanding of our desires,
Okay.
we need to write them down in detail.
Write them down.
Hill believed there was power in putting our goals on paper.
Interesting.
It makes them more tangible, more real.
So it's about making them concrete.
It's like creating a contract with ourselves.
Yeah, I like that.
Then we need to create a plan of action.
A plan of action.
How will we achieve our goals?
Right.
What steps need to be taken?
Right.
What resources do we need?
So it's about getting specific.
This is where we put our imagination and creativity to work.
That's the fun part.
And Hill emphasizes the importance of setting deadlines.
Deadline.
This creates a sense of urgency
Okay.
and helps to keep us on track.
So we don't procrastinate.
It's about holding ourselves accountable.
Right. We need to be accountable to ourselves.
And finally, we need to act.
Act.
We need to take consistent and persistent action towards our goals.
So it's not enough to just have a plan we have to follow through.
This is where the rubber meets the road.
It's where the real work begins.
It's about putting in the effort day after day,
Yeah.
even when we don't feel like it.
Motivation can be fleeting.
And Hill reminds us that we will encounter obstacles and setbacks.
There will be challenges along the way.
They're inevitable.
That's part of the journey.
But it's how we respond to those setbacks
Uh-huh.
that determines whether we ultimately succeed.
It's about resilience.
If we have a strong definiteness of purpose,
Okay.
we'll find a way to overcome those challenges
Right.
and keep moving forward.
We can't give up.
It's about believing in ourselves and our dreams,
And never giving up on those dreams.
and then taking the steps to turn those dreams into reality.
It's about taking action.
Now, Think and Grow Rich was written almost a century ago.
That's a long time ago.
Some of the language and examples might feel a bit dated
Yeah, I can see that.
to modern readers.
Times have changed.
Do you think its core message still holds up today?
Absolutely.
You do.
The principles are timeless.
Yeah.
They're as relevant today as they were when the book was first published.
It's a classic for a reason.
It is.
It's a book that could be read and reread,
Huh?
each time uncovering new insights and wisdom.
There's always something new to discover.
It's a book that has the power to change lives.
Yeah. It's a powerful book.
Well said. It certainly had an impact on mine.
Mine too.
Think and Grow Rich is a reminder that we are all capable of achieving great things,
We all have potential.
that we have the power within us to create the life we desire.
It's all up to us.
It's a call to action, to step into our full potential,
Right.
and to make our mark on the world.
to leave a legacy.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
It's been a great discussion.
It's been an inspiring journey.
It has.
And for those looking for more motivational content
Yes.
and personalized affirmations based on their zodiac sign,
That's a cool feature.
remember to visit Affirmifyjourney.com.
I'll definitely check it out.
It's a fantastic resource for anyone looking to unlock their full potential.
Sounds like it.
Until next time, keep thinking, keep growing, and keep reaching for your dreams.